What is up? This camera is jacked. There we go. That's a little bit better. Hello everyone, Skyking here. It is Thursday. My hair is doing funky stuff. Hello hair. Hello. News. We released Bits and Pieces. Skyland Bits and Pieces. Which you all know as Dirty Jugs. Because that's the better name of it. Hello, Revan, David, Bebbles, Tardera, Bruv, Rom. Good to see all of you. Skyland Bits and Pieces is currently sitting in the hot files on Nexus within 24 hours of its release. Thank you all for that. Makes me happy. We've already had an update where we fixed a few normals that I noticed that were messed up, a few alphas that were messed up, a few meshes that were messed up. Missing mesh, I think we threw in there. I think we also added in coffins, like what you bury people in, what some people get buried in. Hey, Havdon. But the response has been overwhelmingly positive in the comments. Of course, you know, you have a couple of people that are like nitpicky, but then they ended up being wrong about stuff, so that was fun. Had someone say that there was submit a bug report saying that the BYOH oven texture was invisible, and I told them the picture is in. There's a screenshot of the game, so obviously the texture is working. And then they were like, "Oh, I didn't notice that it had an alpha map." It's not. Quick to submit bug reports, people, but no common sense or ability to actually try the mod first. So that was, they did two bug reports, so and I almost just banned them. I was like, both were not bugs. A bug is when the mod breaks your game. Your game crashes to desktop, you know, stuff like that. That's a bug. If you save the normal map as the diffuse, that's a bug. You forget the normal map, that would be a bug, you know? But someone goes, "I just didn't like that shade of brown. It's a bug." You go, "Nah." But I do hope that this becomes a new standard mod for people. I hope this becomes like one of those boilerplate kind of mods where it's just like, you need clutter, you just get bits and bobs, you get dirty jugs, and that's your clutter mod. That just, it's good enough. It covers everything enough. You know, but I also think some of the textures are better than good enough. I think they're like, some of these textures I think are good enough to be mods on their own. Okay, the baskets, the wall baskets, I think were good enough to be on their own. The glazed pottery, the wine bottles, good enough to be on their own, like their own standalone mods. Like you could do Skyland wall baskets or just Skyland baskets, Skyland glazed pottery, Skyland oven. Those I think are good enough to actually be standalone mods. I'm kind of looking through here. Skyland instruments, good enough. The drum, I think, looks very good. Course crates and barrels. The silver, good enough. You could almost do just Skyland plates and dishes and include the silverware and silver, and you'd be fine on that. Yeah, so I think a lot of these are almost good enough to do a standalone, but as you know, you just do more and more, and they all kind of mingle with each other, and you just come out with bits and bobs. So that's how it is. My game always crashes to desktop. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hope man, if this thing got bigger than Ruins Clutter Improved, I'd be shocked and awed. I would be awed and shocked. Let's not forget the unsung heroes, the metal cage and the hanging cage, which was one of the biggest requested things that this mod covers, was please do the metal cages. And so we've covered the metal cages, and I think a lot of people like that. There was a few surprises that people didn't know they needed until they got it, and those would be the urns and the jugs and the ruins, the ruined jugs and urns. People ended up really liking those. And the hanging fire pots that you shoot with a bow and arrow, and it makes everything catch on fire, hence the name fire pot. Those are the same textures. Well, it's not the same texture as the jugs and urns, but it is the same method and process. So they look very similar. Hello, Rensla. Good to see ya. Somebody asked for me to accept a picture for Skyland. There you go. Thank you very much. But yes, bits and bobs. Very good. We even beat a Coco mod in the Haunt Files, which is just amazing. I didn't know that I could do that. Yeah, so interesting. Interesting that. Now we're just up and up. Let's just continue up and up. I hope that this does well, and I hope people really do enjoy it. But what I'm actually excited for is the updates coming to Bits and Pieces. There's a few little extra textures I kind of want to throw in there. You know, there's a couple little things I want to throw in, and we'll go over those tonight. Also, I think, let me see, was it Bruv, Rom? I want to see something here. Somebody posted something recently. A lot of bits and bobs. Was it Markarth? Was it Whiterun? Chests, maybe. I'm looking here. But I know somebody from my Discord posted a comment, and I felt very sad for them because I was like, you know the answer to this. You know the answer to this. But if I find it again, I'm going to have to call you out. If I've not already called you out in a stream, if I've not already have called you out in a stream, I'm going to call you out in a stream if I find this again. If I find this comment. Because I was like, come on now. Come on. Tundra. G'day. Been getting into Skyrim modding. Found your channel. Love Skyrim, by the way. Thank you very much, Tundra. Good day to you, too. If the good day means you're in New Zealand or Australia, it's very late. You should probably go to bed. No. Would it be early morning? Now I've got to find out what time it is in a part of Australia. Let's do time in Brisbane. Or is it Brisbane? Oh, it's 11:30 a.m. Yeah, it's fine. Wake up. Get a cup of coffee. Bruv, I think it was you, buddy. I think it was you. I think it was. And I'm sorry, but I think it was you. It was one of those, I'm not an artist, but I have some critiques kind of comment. And then there was another one by someone, and it was one of those questions where it was like, this is obviously answered on the description page. Heck yeah, 3 coffees deep. That's what I'm talking about. You drink it like me. If it wasn't Bruv, it was Daniel. Yes. Yes. This is a fact. Now I'm going to have to find this, okay? Now I'm going to have to find this comment. Let's see. Let's just hope here, shall we? I'm just going through my friends list now to see if let's see, where are you at? It says that there's someone here on this page with the name Bruv. Ah, here we go. Bruvrom. Okay. I shall go to your forum profile, bruv, and I shall see topics and posts. No topics. Posts. Okay, I'm going to do a game scene here. Sorry, bruv, for putting you on the spot, Bubba. But Bruv Rom says, can't wait to get lost in my sky and my dirty jugs. I appreciate this. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I did not know about this mod. I need to find this mod. What is this? The Hero Set. Legend of Zelda. Hold on. Oh, this looks good. I'm a big Zelda fan. Bruv Rom just showed me the Zelda set, so now I'm appreciative of him. Oh, well, that's it. Okay, well, never mind. So, okay, so it wasn't Bruv then. Obviously, it was not Bruv who did this. So, but he did show me. He did show me this cool hero set for Zelda, which I'm going to have to download because I'm, like I said, I'm a big fan of it. So, Bruv, let me see here. You are a premium member. Are you a lifetime premium member, Bruv Rom? Let me know. Let me know if you're a premium member. All right, so with that being said, I know. I'm not doing him dirty. Hello, Yoshido. Good to see you. So check this out. First and foremost, a lifetime? Okay, cool. Check this out. We have some cool looking gold coins that I have made. I mean, are they like awesome? I think they look fine. I mean, they're not like, I don't know. I think they look fine, right? But yeah, so gold coins. Well, bruv, for all of that, I was going to get you a month subscription of premium, but since you're a lifetime member, I guess you're not going to need that. I'm going to have to buy you a coffee. Oh, God, the Black Reed guy? I'm not sure who this is. But apparently he's made a name for himself. Okay, now let's do FW10A234. Chardero, you made gold coins? I did not know that you made gold coins. Hey Chardero, when are you going to get your new computer? I saw that you were asking about parts. But whenever you get a new one, let me know, buddy. We have new. You would lick the coin. Oh, I don't think you've done anything bad yet, but we'll continue digging, bruv. New archery targets. Was this needed? I don't know. I think they look fine. Nothing fancy. It's ropey, it's woody, it's leathery, and you shoot bows at them. Oh, low quality with a dog head on them. Okay. Nice. New computer. Pew, 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 pew. I hope you have Nexus Premium. You're going to need it. What else did we make? I made another thing too. What did I make? Oh yeah, that. Okay, let's go here. Hold on. Let's return that. Let's do COC AAA Skyking test sell. If I can type. I took a nap, so I'm kind of like, yeah. The other thing that we did was this wooden sword. A little bit of a seam, but I don't think anybody's gonna care. But yeah, so we have a cool looking wooden sword here. I have not made sweet rolls. But Let me see over here real quick too. Anything in here? Yeah, kind of same gold coins here. I wish they were like, I don't know, like a little more scruffed up, I think. I wish I could also get closer without like clipping. I don't know how to make my camera go like super slow. People keep telling me it's like, hold on a second. It's like TFC 1, but it's like that doesn't work. So I don't know. Yeah, I just wish they were like, I don't know, a little bit more scraped or something like that. That'd be fine with me. Okay. So what we're going to look at here, other than try to find comments on Nexus, and we're going to do the comments thing later. Oh, SUCSM1. Thank you, Chardero. So there's a few things that I want to add. Not that. Let me get my dirty jugs back. Dirty jugs. So really not a lot of clutter to do. People have been kind of throwing out some stuff, but it's been like really like the rando things, which I'm like, don't really care for. But I would like to do the burlap sacks. I tried before and I sucked at it. The burlap sacks frustrated me to no end, and so I gave up on them. I was very sad with them. They looked craptastic. They looked horrible. I cannot overstate this. But I'd like to do those, and I'd like to do the Horker tusk. Somebody did bring that up, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's actually kind of used in decorations and clutter around homes. So I could do the Horker tusk. But Saxon Horker tusk is not a bad idea. Now, I want to get into some future talky talk before we dive into anything real quick. Okay, so let's talk future stuff. Let me get a cup of coffee here. Hey, Brandy. Good to see you. What is the future of Skyland? All these different mods and stuff like that coming out. This shirt, here's the same shirt. I'm wearing the same shirt again. With the perma stain in it. I don't know what it is. It's probably grease. I cook in this shirt. It's probably a grease stain. Daddy needs new shirts. Which reminds me, there's a donate button in the description, so I may get new shirts. If you would like to donate money for my clothing fund, trust me, it ain't going to be Michael Kors. It's going to be the thrift store Bago Rando t-shirts. Yeah. So here's the Magic 8 Ball. If you want, it depends on how I do the textures. If I am like actually making textures for Rizzle, it's going to be the normal output map from my mixer or Adobe Substance Painter. If I need to just whip up a normal map from a picture, which I don't suggest doing, I use Materialize. Okay, which I can show you how to use that. So if you want all of Skyland, and this goes for Xbox and PC users, if you want all of Skyland, all you need is Skyland AIO and Bits and Pieces. That's literally everything I've ever released in those two mods under the Skyland banner, mind you. The only thing that doesn't include is the Skyland Happy Little Tree Bark, because I don't like any Skyland mods to have requirements. So, and I just put Skyland on there because it would get more downloads. That's the only reason I put Skyland on it. To be quite frank with you, that's the only reason it has a Skyland name. So if you want all of Skyland, Skyland AIO, Skyland Bits and Pieces. If you want extra credit and to go the extra mile, and you want your finals to be good, you can get the Skyland LODs. You don't have to get the Skyland LODs. If you're on PC, I suggest you make your own LODs, which there is plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to do it, or you can have Brandy just yell at you on how to do it. No, the hold shields, no, because that's not a Skyland mod. Now, there's 2 mods, Bits and Pieces, Skyland AIO. That's all. That's all you need. Extra credit, you can get the Skyland LOD. You don't have to use it. It's perfectly fine. I really feel that Skyland kind of adhered to the same color palette as the vanilla game for the most part. So you're pretty fine without using it. If you don't want to waste 300 megabytes, don't. Now, let's talk about what's going to change in the AIO. The AIO kind of got out of its lane a little bit. I like that terminology of staying in one's lane. It paints a picture. So, any overlap between Bits and Pieces and AIO is going to leave the AIO and be put in Bits and Pieces. Okay? There were a few pots and pans, there were a few clutter things in the AIO that I did just because it was just there. It was like, it's easy, just throw it in. Like the cooking stone or whatever. Furniture ended up in the AIO. The blacksmith stuff was going to be in the AIO, if it's not already. So all of it is going to be pulled out of the AIO because Bits and Pieces covers it. I do not like to have overlap between mods. So AIO is going to focus on what it's always focused on, architecture and landscape. And then Bits and Pieces is all of your clutter. Now, some people are going to be like, why don't you put Skyland Bits and Pieces in the AIO? This is why. The AIO is freaking huge. Currently, right now, for the PC, Skyland AIO is sitting pretty at 6.2 gigabytes. It would be over 7 gigs if I put Bits and Pieces in it. I'm not going to do that to people. In fact, I should probably just break up Skyland AIO and just have an architecture AIO and then have Skyland Landscapes as its own and just get rid of the AIO, but people like it, so I'm going to keep it. But anything that's going to be that's overlapping between Bits and Pieces and AIO is going to be removed from the AIO. That's all I wanted to say. Okay. So for PC users, it's going to be, just get those two and you have all of Skyland. So there's going to be another AIO update coming this week by Sunday. And I would also like to update all of the individual Skyland mods on the Nexus that are covered in the AIO because they've not been updated. They're probably 4 generations behind the AIO, to be honest. So the next thing is I need to update all of those individual mod pages, even the AIO page, get new pictures, make sure the descriptions are correct, make sure all of that's looking posh and pretty. So I don't have any inconsistencies, and it can reduce the amount of questions and stuff. And basically I can just have Skyland in autopilot mode. Like no more updates. They're all done. The AIO's done. The individual mods are done. The only thing that I have to update occasionally would be Bits and Pieces. Like if I just randomly do more clutter stuff for fun. But since all the architecture and landscape's done, anything that I do would just be clutter. So that'll be that. Skyland CBBE SMP HDT Director Cut included. Yeah. Dying a lot has been crashing for me for a while now. Something in my load order breaking. Yep. Probably sofa. Probably. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to go furniture shopping this weekend. All right. Back to Lord Wushin. He asked if the hold shields were in there. I want to let everybody know. If you don't know about this mod, let's switch over to the game scene real quick here. Game scene. Let me go to my mods. So I got Skyland, all of this Skyland, pretty Skyland, more Skyland, Skyland. Okay, so I'm gonna get this guy up, not this guy. You know what I should do? Hold on. Let's just keep going for right now, because I'm thinking. Skyland, 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 Skyland. Kabloom. McDonald's. Da, 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 da. All of this Skyland. And this one. This one. Okay, let me go back to number 1 real quick, because I need to go into the refinery. We're going to change up the refinery here. And we're going to do manage mod details. And I'm going to call this Skyland the refinery. Because this is a Skyland mod. I'm sorry. That is what this is called. This is a Skyland mod. All right. So we have King's Vengeance, Shields of the Hold, which obviously are new shields. Okay. Ranger weapons, which is all these stupid weapons. We have Sacred Trees, which is the Gildergreen tree that's in Whiterun. Highland Cows. Kabloom Mountain Flowers, which is just a vanilla mountain flower texture replacer. And this is a big utility. It is the Stockade Snow Fix. So when you're outside of snowy areas, snow on the vanilla textures was hard painted onto the textures for the stockade, for a lot of the Stockade pieces, which meant that you could be anywhere and snow would be on the stockades, even in like nice areas like this. My patch fixes that. And it got rid of all of those snowy textures, but it keeps the snow overlay where it needs it. All right. So all of these mods, Stockade Snow Fix, Kabloom Mountain Flowers, McDonald's Highland Cows, Sacred Trees, Ranger Weapons, Shields of the Hold, and King's Vengeance Swords are all open perms. Okay? They're all open perms. So if you have a mod and you want to put together like a guard armor overhaul and you just need the shields, Shields of the Holds is there. Just, you have to credit me and send me a PM to say that, hey, I'm using this. That's all you gotta do. Link to the mod page, please. Just let me know that you're using it. Okay? But these are all open perms. The reason is, it's just kind of like giving a little bit of back to the community. That's why. And if you know me, the amount of attention and detail that I put into Skyland, I also put into those other mods too. They're not just like freebie bullcrap mods that I just throw together and whip out. I mean, y'all saw me build Shields of the Holds, and it was an undertaking. So, just wanted to let you know about that. Yoshido says, can't wait to read the genius comments and responses in the homepage. Nobel Prize still unclaimed for Bits and Pieces. Yes, there have been some, yeah, I have weapons. It's shields and armor, sure, but it's not really like armor. You know what I mean? It ain't like armor. There's no way to like unhide. I can't unhide things, can I? Haven't really had a lot of crap comments in this, to be honest with you. Down the Clutter Rabbit Hole, Ghoul Smasher has said, this person says they'll spend days choosing which individual files they have to overwrite for the Clutter mods. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Warfare Zombie says, thanks, cutie. I said, that's creepy. No, do not call me a cutie. That's weird, especially if I don't even know who the crap you are. This person says loves the style that as the game so smooth. So many different mods downloaded just to cover specific things such as embalming tools, metery barrels, safes, etc. And now they're here in a single mod. The dream is near. I think the dream is here. It's not near, it's here. Support for assorted mesh fix for this pack. So let's take a gander. I got a lot of assorted mesh fix questions. So I want to just show you something real quick. If I can find it. Okay, assorted mesh fixes here, right? So this is overriding Dynalod resources, static mesh improvement mod. And then the only thing Dirty Jugs has conflicts with assorted mesh fixes is the mill log pile, the crates, long, metalwork, crates, textures. Basically, I'm just replacing the crates textures, but there's no meshes. I'm not overriding any meshes with it. So apparently they're not, it's not even including meshes. Now we can look in the file tree here. And I want to see here, is it here? So yeah, the crates are perfectly fine. They're very similar to the SMIM ones, if they're not the SMIM ones, if SMIM even has them, I'm not sure. Anyway, just wanted to show you that there's really not a lot of conflicts and it works perfectly fine. All of my testing, I had it on, and assorted mesh fixes works fine with it. I saw no visual issues. Okay. Moving on. But this person was like, it only affects the crates from the looks of it, but it's negligible. I'm like, it's exactly the freaking same. It's on or off. They look exactly the same. So who knows? Would it be possible to get the brownwood version for this mod? I don't know what brown wood they're talking about. This doesn't, I don't know. This doesn't, I don't know. There's, the only brown wood that I had was for farmhouses, but this doesn't touch farmhouse architecture, so I don't know what they're talking about. Does this mod cover everything from Ruins Clutter Improved? No, because that does a shit ton more. Can I get this in my, can't wait to do this on my game. Thanks. Congrats. Thanks for anyone needing this. The Emperor's XD patch. Also, this person posted like 3 times, but then like kept deleting their post. They just kept wanting it to be at the top of the comments about the patches. If y'all would have waited like 3 hours, because Nexus takes forever to like approve files, especially if you upload a bunch of files at once, it takes forever for them to get past the spam check or the virus check. But here are the optional files. They've been here ever since I uploaded the original file. They've always been here. So just got to give Nexus a little time and you'll see all of the files here. I'm a goat. This person was the coffin texture fix in the new update. Yes, because I put it on the front page here that says that I did. Any chance for a food texture overhaul? No pressure. No. Love your textures. Wooden furniture seems too saturated. Is there any chance to add a desaturated version? The desaturated version is what's included in this mod. Just to let everyone know. Christmas in July. Bravron wants to get lost in my dirty jugs. This person, their favorite is the treasure chests or the I don't know, the safe, I think. So this person said a question here, but they never responded to me. But they wanted me to do the animated objects as well, so the tankards match. I didn't know what they meant, like the meshes, because the meshes use both the mesh, the animated mesh and the non-animated mesh use the same textures. So I wasn't sure what they meant, but if y'all are getting purple meshes or something with tankards or something, let me know. And because I don't know if I included the animated meshes. I'm not sure if I did or not. So Xbox users, let me know. Would it be possible to get a 1K version of this? Here's a lot of people ask about the 1K thing on this guy. Pretty much like 85%, 80% of all of the textures, vanilla, were like 256 or 512 by 512. Okay? They weren't even 1K. They were like a quarter of 1K or half of 1K. So 256 or 512. I pretty much, everything that was 256, I made 1K, and anything that was 512, I made 1K. Anything that was already 1K, I pretty much kept it at 1K, and then would look at it in game, and if it was like blurry, I would do it to 2K. And 2K was like my cutoff. Like for clutter, 2K is like 4K, right? The only 4K texture that I did would have been the boilers, the brew tanks for the brewery in Riften. Those are 4K. Everything else. Now for Xbox, I resized everything 2x. So 4K went down to 1K. Everything 1K, anything over 1K got slammed to 1K, and 1K all stayed the same. So everything is literally just 1K for Xbox. So it either got up converted or down converted, but I haven't heard any complaints. So it's all 1K for Xbox. It's fine. This person, they love it. Thank you. Would it be possible to make a faux mod for this? It is possible. No, I'm not going to do it because there's two issues. One, there's like over 100 items, and that means that I have to make like a checkbox, a yes, no for 100 items. And you'd have to be like, yes, yes, no, yes. And then I would need to have like a before and after picture. Like, this is the vanilla. This is my version of the flute. This is before and after of the drum. This is the before and after of this random other piece of crap that you only see like in this one part of Skyrim. I'm like, no, I'm not sitting here doing before and after pictures for over 100 clutter items and making a checkbox and this whole faux mod. And then every time I update this mod, I have to do it every single time. No, just put this up next to SMIM and let other mods override it if you don't like something specific. Simple. Like Noble. Like SMIM. Like every other mod. So, well, I guess I'll have to manually delete the textures from the mod then. Yeah. Or just overwrite them. Like, unless like storage space is at a premium, which in this day and age it shouldn't be. This person, tree, pine, forest, bark, and normal map for landscape trees are intended. Yes. See, people try to catch me like I made a mistake. And it's like, why is that a game? You know? And so I say, yes, you have to texture the firewood and chopping block somehow. So that's what they use. This person just wrote ooh, so thanks. That goes back to the other creepy comment. I have Skyland AIO as my texture replacer, even for the furniture. If I use this package, do I have to overwrite the existing files? Yeah, they're the same files, just overwrite. That's how all mods work. If two mods texture the same thing, you can overlap them, and whichever one is lower on the list will be the one that the game uses and not the other one. Okay? Not rocket science. We say this like every stream. Did I read the description properly? Use it with SMIM? And I wrote, or not. Like, it comes with the meshes, so you can use it with SMIM or not with SMIM. I don't care. With whichever one you want. And no, you didn't read the description right, because I say you can. Comparing the mesh files to SMIM, this only has around 10% of SMIM, but you say it contains SMIM. I am new to modding. I think they misconstrued my words. I said it contains SMIM meshes. I didn't say it contains all of Static Mesh Improvement mod. Okay? This contains meshes from SMIM. Here's the credit where credit is due. Here's a link to their SMIM mod page. Question, does this contain textures not found in other Skyline Clutter mods? I don't know. I like, you want me to go and download every single clutter mod on the Nexus? Like how does this work? How does this work? Does this contain textures not found in other Skyline Clutter mods? There's like thousands of clutter mods on Nexus. I don't know what they expect me to fucking do. This guy. So, all right. I'm not sure if this is a joke. Based on the description, it also looks like there's stuff in this not available in your other mods. It's a new fucking mod. Why would I create a mod with stuff that I've already made? Why would I remake stuff? I can understand with the AIO. It's a collection of all of the stuff that I have made. This is an all new mod. I don't know why it would have taken me 3 months to put all these things. I don't know. You know what? But every mod I make, this person does comment on stuff. And it's like the silliest comments. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, yeah, so I think that that's pretty much it right now. We're good. Let's see if we can break 200 endorsements by the end of this stream. Let's see here. Oh, the wood from Bits and Pieces to match the brown farmhouse textures. No, that's stupid. That's a stupid idea. And I mentioned that when we were doing the streams when I was making the barrels. If y'all remember, I said, somebody's going to say, can you make the barrels match the farmhouse? Do you think the barrels are made at the exact same time, from the exact same wood, and finished the exact same way that the houses were in Riverwood? Now imagine for all of the clutter. No, they were made at different times. Different wood. Different smiths made it. Different workers made them. It's completely different. Completely different. You know? Completely different. It's like I'm trying to like look at something. Like if you I don't even know what to say. No. That's a stupid idea. Artistically, lore, realistically, it doesn't make sense to make that match. All right. Animated bottles. There was a prompt of a conflict I had. B&B win. I don't know what B&B is. Bits. Oh. Yeah, there probably was there a conflict. I don't know. Thank you for not doing a full mod. People just pick. Yeah. So glad this is out. I see you reference SMIM Essentials in the description. Is this the SMIM you recommend full sale for use with Skyland Bits and Bobs? Yeah, that's why I put it on the description page. I'm sorry if my comment came off creepy. I try to be funny. Bruv, you're not creepy. I like the dirty jugs. The ooh-ooing and calling me cutie. Those are the creepy ones. You're fine, bruv. I love you. You were funny, bruv. Yeah, you were. Okay, thanks, Brandy. To be fair, I think SMIM Q was good. Could you interpret it as contains all SMIM? Do I say contains all SMIM? Includes SMIM meshes. Let me see. I nowhere on the page say all SMIM. All SMIM, nothing. If I just say SMIM in general. SMIM barrels plus vanilla barrels. That's items covered. Place above other clutter texture mods and below SMIM. Includes SMIM meshes by Brumbeck. So do I need to put includes some SMIM meshes? Is that going to be easier for people to understand? You mean to tell me barrels aren't made from the same wood as farmhouses? Gas, my OCD. I'm having a blast playing Modded Oblivion. I do like Modded Oblivion, Yoshido. Hey guys, hey Brian. So when I asked if the rugs were in Bits and Bobs, I wasn't sure if I read the right because I didn't have my glasses on, and what I read is rugs and rags. Oh, Well, there are no rugs. There are rags. No rugs. Just because Ragnarok, I mean, Ragnarok does it so flippin' well that there is literally no point in me doing rugs because Ragnarok does it so well. And look, he has cats. There's cats in his screenshots. Like, how are you gonna come at this person and do another rug mod? I mean, in addition to this, and this is kind of like, this is like my bar for if I'm going to do a mod. It's if I was to do rugs or banners, would it be better than what's on Nexus? No. So that's why I wouldn't do it. Somebody goes, well, you did textures and bits and bobs, and there are better textures and meshes in other mods. Yes. The selling point for bits and bobs is that it's all in one. You don't have to go download a mod just to have money pouches. You don't have to download a mod just to get cast iron. You don't have to download a mod just to get glazed pottery. Download a mod to get just silver. Download a mod just for gold coins. Download a mod, you know. No. One mod. Done. Those cats don't deserve to be in a mod. But that's my bar. That's my bar. And that was... that was Ask Skyking. So we just did that first. I don't think Gamwich likes Xbox players, and I think that he just has a hard stop on getting his stuff ported over. So, sorry. And I don't get donation points from Bethesda, so there's really no incentive for me to do rug mods. Sorry, Xbox players. If I was getting like, I don't know, I make like, what, $600-700 a month making mods on Nexus from donation points. We could put a price on a rug mod for Xbox if you want to. I'm a businessman, right? I'm not going to say no to that. So, I want to take a look at this. And I'm going to find... perfect. I want this in here. I definitely want that. And I want this one too. Let's see if this... is this it? No. Let's find out where the sacks are. Did I put it in dirty jugs? I think I might have. No, I'm not doing that either. Go away. Where's the sacks at? Not there. Really want to find them. Okay, well, there's that. I'll take that one for right now. Sack. Nope, I don't know where the sacks are. Let's go into here. Cool. Containers. Extract. Desktop. Here. So now I'll go into my meshes folder and we'll just find out what's in here. So this guy. Clutter containers. Misc bag, not sack. Misc bag. So I'm just going to do misc bag. There we go. We'll extract that to the desktop and away we go. Bye-bye. Cool. So let's dig into some work. Let's see. It's weird that Ragnarok works in all lighting and color schemes, but most other textures usually have some kind of weird interaction. That is a really, really good point, Sofa. You're right. I sure wish somebody would import Ragnarok. Okay, that's fair, because I don't think I could part with Sigils of Skyrim. What Sigils of Skyrim? I don't remember this. I see Detailed Rugs is on Xbox. I know it's not Ragnarok, but hey, it's a mod. True. Never heard of it, but true. There's one thing I wish. The TBS HD lanterns are so good. I love it because it actually has glass in the lanterns, which makes sense to me because what's the point of having a lantern otherwise? True, Brian. Having a nice lantern. And so, that's a reason why I didn't retexture lanterns also. It's because, like, I probably should retexture lanterns. Hold on, let me put that in my notes of to do. Lanterns. All right, there it is. So, usually, yeah, I'll do lanterns. I mean, I did money bag, so I'll do lanterns. I have to use Ragnarok and I have to use Peltpalooza. Those are like two musts that are in every single load order of mine. Have to have those two. Every time. All right, so I'm going to take a look at this. It's just two textures, right? Oops. For all of the sacks, it's just two textures. Which, you know, you would think, hey, that's easy. That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And for the most part, it really is. And if I take this texture and I export the template and I just say, I don't know, we'll just call this sack 1. Okay. I'm going to do this at 2K. 2K sacks. I actually don't know what it is for the game. Export template. Let's call this sack 2. Cool. All right. So, okay. Okay. That's the small one. So in here, we're going to do image size. Oh, it's 512. 512. Told you, all the clutter's like 512. Open sack 1 and 2. Take this, pop it here. I'm going to do my color overlay so I can see it. You can see the mesh. I really can't see it, can you? Kind of. Not really. Almost. Just doesn't seem correct. Like, that's the mesh. That's how they unwrapped it. I don't know what's going on here. Image size, 2048. 2048 means 2K, by the way, if you didn't know. I think it might be using this one. Let me look in here. This is using MicBag 02. Okay. Let's open up the right one. That's why I was like, this doesn't look right. Sack 01. Texture export template. And this is going to be sack 01. Cool. No. So now let's get this. We can actually delete this layer here and delete this. This and this will go here, which is fine. Combine those, convert smart object and rasterize for that. And here I'm going to get my 01 and pop that bad boy right there. That's what I'm talking about. That looks a lot better. Cool. So here's the deal. This thing that's running along here, that's the seam of the bag. So I've got to get something that kind of looks like that. I think we can do it. I'm going to try to do it. I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm going to do it really well, but we'll see here. Okay. So, let's do, this is the part where you kind of have to do like, yeah, where you're going to have to, do some finagling and some old school texture building. That's what this is going to come down to here. So I'm going to see if I can find something that I think could possibly work. You think rope would work? I think rope would work fine. Dirty sacks. Yeah, so that's the thing with the high poly. I can't deal with... I'm not going to make people... No. That's stupid. Even static mesh improvement mod meshes, like some of them are ridiculously high poly, like break your Xbox high poly. It's really bad. I mean, it looks great, but it's not optimized for games. Honestly, it's really not good. But yeah, I was just kind of looking to see if I could find something that would do this seam along here. And I'm not really seeing it too much. And I almost have another thought. And I think this is a really cool idea. I have a better idea. I have a good idea. We're going to do this good idea right now because I have a good idea. All right. So first and foremost, let's get ourselves a ID map and a height map real quick here because I have a good idea. And I struggled with this thing for like 2 hours and I just let it go. I was like frozen. I just let it go. Let's do this. I'm going to do something, I don't know, higher. Let's do 175. Cool. Boom. Oops. Shift F5 is what I meant. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off. Turn this off. I'm going to get a new layer here with a brush that's like pretty small. I'm going to go with like 5. That might be a little too small. Let's go with like 10. Cool. I'm going to make it purple so we can actually see what we're doing here. Okay, that works. Check this out. Turn our smoothing. Okay, our smoothing's way up. Good. So we're going to follow this. Right? I'm going to try and stay in the center. This is going to be cool. I think this is going to work. I think I foresee this working. But I've wanted to get sacks done forever. I was just too lazy to muck around with this. Look at how bad these textures are. I was really just too lazy to mess with this. And I just didn't want to do it. Is there a line here? Eh. I think we're good. Okay. Let's take it from here. Let's follow this up along. Remember, when drawing, it's easier to pull down than to push up if you want to remain accurate and smooth with your lines. Only go up if you're like whipping it back up. Okay. Cool. All right, that was pretty painless. I'm going to do this one here. Let's do that again. Okay. And then I'm going to do this one here. Let's do that again. Painless. Cool. The biggest thing is going to make sure that these all kind of, they don't hurt. They don't mess up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this out real quick here. Right? Just like that. And let's open up that mesh real quick here. So I'm going to go to my meshes, clutter, containers, and we're going to go, nah, not that one. Let's go with this one. This large sack here. And I'm just going to throw in the textures on it. Cool, and then cool, and then I'm going to do a save. So you can kind of see how it disappears right here on the side. And then we have a double. And then some more double action. That's why that other thing was just so wide. So what I think we need to do is take a gander at this. And I think what I'm going to do instead is use... Should I use a bigger one? Should I not use a bigger brush? This is a difficult question. Difficult question. I want to change this to purple so I can really kind of see it a little bit better here. This is a difficult question. I didn't want to use rope right here, is my biggest thing. So I was thinking about doing like a stitched seam, but they didn't overlap the things so well, so there's some missing seams. That's the issue that we have. So what I'm thinking then is possibly, let's do this. Let's do, I want to try this out. I want to see if this even exists. See if this even exists. That's pretty good. So I'm going to save this. And I think I'm going to try and make this real quick here. I don't know if this will work, so bear with me. I'm just going to take like this guy. No, let's take this. Let's take this ratty looking one. Oh no, I like this one. Let's take this one. All right, Control New, Control Shift V. I'm just going to select the top and bottom. Gotta put this tolerance at like 1. Wow. Oh, I'm doing 11 by 11 average. Okay, sorry. I was like, why are you just picking up everything? All right, that's fine. I might go up to like 10. All right, select inverse, and then paste that. Cool. All right, that works for me. I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. Make sure that this steps and repeats. Not really. So let's just slide this back until it does. About right there. And then I'm going to get my eraser tool. Super soft eraser tool. And just do that. Now they should kind of, maybe, sort of do it as they should. So I'm going to start right here and go to right about here. And I'm just going to take that, copy and paste. So let's hope that these sync up close to each other. Yep, works perfectly fine. That steps and repeats fine this way, but of course not that way, but that doesn't matter. I don't care. So this guy, I'm going to try. I might do even a shorter one. Let's do a shorter one. Something like this. Perfect. All right. So this one, we're doing an even shorter bit. I'm going to take this, copy. Actually, let's just take this, copy, new, no, new, okay, Control Shift V. Boom. And we'll crop that out. Works for me. Is that correct? What's going on? Ah, there was more to it. All right. So this I'm going to do, and I'm going to say, edit, define brush preset, rope. Cool. So let's see if this works. Let's just see if this works, right? We'll create a new layer. Cool. And now we just need to edit our brush. So I'm going to do brush settings here, shape dynamics, and I'm going to do, is it projection? Yes. And then scattering, we don't need to scatter it. I'm going to do, what am I looking at here? I need it to go like further away from each other. I don't need size jitter. I need, sorry, there's a whole chat and I'm not even, what are y'all saying over here? Oh, somebody's hungry. I need to get these to be further apart. Is it under transfer? Flow control? No. Opacity jitter? No. Color dynamics, dual brush, texture, scattering. You would think it'd be scattering. But I need it to be like spaced. Definitely not scatter. Angle, size. Don't need a flip jitter. I cooked some Japanese tonight. And it was awesome. Don't need that. Transfer. No. Color dynamics. No. I'm suck at making brushes, by the way. Don't need a dual brush. Don't need a texture. And apparently scattering is just out. I just want it to be like further, like it to just be like this far apart each time. This is what I want. Does that make sense? So like I can just drag the mouse and it'll just do this. That's what I want it to do. If anybody knows how to make brushes in Photoshop. Let's do stylus wheel. No, that's not gonna work. Angle jitter. Correction, that's direction. Is it initial direction? No. We're just gonna do direction. What's rotation? No. Direction. So that sucks. Because what I wanna do is to do something like this with my pen tool and then stroke path. But you see how it's doing that? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Damn. Okay, well, there goes that idea. But hey, we got a new brush out of it, so there's that. Delete path. So we need to figure out the rope issue, which means that I'm just gonna be copying and pasting a rope and then just do that with it. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's what we're gonna have to do. So, fine. Fine. I'll just save this out, save as a copy to the desktop as a PNG, and I'll just call this bag 01 height. Fine. Not happy, but whatever. Rasterize. Now this one, I'll make this purple for rope, blue for bag. I'll save as a copy, desktop, PNG, call this ID. Now I already have something in mind that I want to do here. What I'm going to look for is the dummies. Yes. Well, that's different. That's not my... This is not my dummies. That is... This is our wind sail. I want to say that this is our wind sail. You know what? I'm going to keep it. So screw it. Let's use this. Let's use this. I'm going to turn this off. Let's get ourselves a color. So we're going to do sample size of 11 pixels here. Just get like a nice average color. There we go. Linen canvas. I don't know what this is for. Can we do the same color then? Fine. Good. And then these scratches here, I'm going to do as a different color. And I'm just going to put the value much lower. Something like this here. There's that. This color variation is pink, and I don't like that. I'm going to do it like this. And we have set that to overlay. If I do normal, that's a better color. That's a better color. Now let's put a height map in here before we lose our minds. Displacement, load. This. So we can get some lines in it. Over here, I'm going to add in our ID map. So I'm going to go ahead and put this as blue. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and grab a rope. If this will let me. Put this up here, turn this off, set this to purple. Boom. And that will be that. So this I'm going to also do as a different color. And just bring it down a wee bit here. Something that kind of matches, but you can still see that it's like rope. Like that's what we're kind of looking for here. So that's what I'm going to use. We're going to start here. This is our starting point here. So we're just going to call this SAC 01 at 2K. So let's go ahead and get our Dirty Jugs folder. Output SAC 01. And drag this over to, I don't know, here. Like that. Rasterize and multiply. So this is going to be for that. I'm going to do another AO. Rasterize and rasterize. This I'm going to select that purple area and delete it from my AO. And I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. And this guy, I'm going to see if there's any AO in this at all. Not really. Okay, well, it doesn't matter then. Cool. This needs to be set as multiply. There we go. Rasterize. So let's just see what this looks like with no seams. And I guess we can do the, let me get rid of all of this here. Nope. Nope. Okay. Let me get, is it this one? It's this one. 01. So here's this guy. And we'll go ahead and put him at 2048. And we can lower this down to 1K after we look at it in game. Not going to hurt anything. Rasterize. We can even double that up at the expense of the rope. So I might take this, put it here. And I can turn this off here. Delete that. Cool. Convert and rasterize. Flip the green channel, because that's how the vanilla one was. I'm going to take my roughness map, which is our glossiness. Invert it. So that's our real glossy right there. That's our real glossiness map. And then I'm just going to kind of tighten the levels up a hair, but then I'm just going to darken it because that's really glossy. Do something like that. That's probably still way too glossy, but whatever. Here we go. Fine and linear. And now we can check this. And here, I'm going to hit reload. So there's your canvas bag. And the stupid rope up here. That looks so bad. But it looks better. But it is missing that kind of rope seam on it, right? I also think that this here needs to come down a wee bit. Not really too much in that, but in this right here. Bring it down just a hair like that. Cool, so it's a little bit better. So that's okay. If I look in here, I want to see my placement that I have here. I want to lower this down a wee bit here. I want more. I can also replace this map with something like burlap, I'm going to say. Let me see, what fabrics do I have? Leather, antique white fabric, linen canvas, cotton canvas, white cloth. Is this what I'm wanting? Let me see. Not quite. Replace fabric, plain. I'm just trying all my different fabrics because there's a kind of grain that I want. A certain look. That's not bad. That's okay. Yeah, delete that. That seems better. Like that. But I want this a little darker. Or maybe more saturated. I don't know what I'm wanting here. I want something. Let me see what else I have. Cotton canvas. This is going to be up. Let's take this. I'm going to look at this color. That is way too small in detail. What if I make it like bigger? Nah, not what I want. This is what I want. So let's export this bad boy. Sack needs to be dirtier. The sack is nuts. Now that's disgusting. How could you get me to say something like that? How dare you manipulate me? How dare you, good sir? So that's fine. This part, I'm going to just brighten up a little bit. A little less contrasty. The rope part, we know we're going to reduce that a wee bit. Basically what happens is my interface just decides to stop. My interface decides to just stop working. So that means that I need to buy a new interface. So not only do I need to buy new t-shirts, I need a new interface. Again, donation link in the footer. No, don't donate money for that. I have money. I will go get it myself. So, yeah. Can y'all hold on for like 2 seconds? Because this is really bothering me. Give me 2 seconds. So much better. A shirt that doesn't have a stain on it. Yes. Make sure all the buttons are done. Okay, we're good. I had to get rid of stainy shirt. Okay, so the sack is good. It's better. Now we just need to put a seam on it, which we will do. Okay? So, how? That's a good question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get something like this. Let's look for this real quick. Let's find an old one. Go back to my library here. And I'm going to find I need something that kind of looks old, but looks like a cool seam. That's actually pretty cool. So we'll see about this. We'll see about this one. Let's see if this one. Let's open this up. Not sure this is going to work. Oh, look at that seam in there. See, sometimes when you, even if you pay for game texture websites, you get shit textures. Sometimes it's just not good. So let me see. I'm going to review these first before I download them. You know what? I already have that one. I'm just going to use that one and see what's up. I don't have it. I'll download it again. I like it. Take all of this out. There we go. Open this guy. Right? Look at that. It's so bad looking, but it will look better. Trust me. It's going to look better. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to rotate this way. Q. Turn all this off. Pull this over here. Start it here. We're off to the races. So what are we going to do? We're going to do that puppet transform. Puppet warp. And puppet warp works exactly as you would imagine it to. You think of like points on a puppet. Right? That's all you got to do. That's how you got to think about it. And you just try to just make it twist and bend to your will. That's all you got to do. And don't stretch it like that. Okay, so that kind of works. Just gonna fine tune it. Call that a day. That works. So that's gonna be my little ropey rope right there. And if you want, you can always just kind of turn this on, do a quick save, and check it out. And there you are. Is it awesome? No. Does it work? Yes. Now You can even do some other fun things like do a drop shadow on it. I'll set this to overlay, size, something like that. Okay. And then I can do, I don't know, like a hue saturation. Bada bing, bada boom, something like that. And then a brightness contrast. Less contrast. There. And now if you look at it, it's not too bad. Y'all are just gonna have fun with this, aren't you? Let's do an inner shadow. There we go. Just bring this up a little bit here, like so. I'm gonna take a little bit more saturation out of it. That's fine. All right, so then the next one is to do all of that again. So I'm gonna just take this, put this in here, and then these two, pop that, perfect. So now you basically just do it again for each one of these. So I can kind of start here. And we do our puppet warp. That's actually not bad. Cool. Hit enter on that. Turn this back on. Boom, boom. Actually, let's copy and paste our layer style. There we go. And now we should have it on both ends. Boom. It's a seam. Does this work? Now he's got to do it on the bottom and on the shoulders. Once again, delete, Control V, edit, transform, and rotate. Edit, transform, and rotate. Here. Yeah, might scale it a wee bit down. Okay. Transform, puppet warp. And I'm just gonna kind of put this in areas where I think it should go. Like that. And here I'm going to just trace this out. Put a smooth modifier on it, like 3. And then paste my layer style. Turn this on. Check it. Not bad. It needs a little bit more color adjusting, but we'll get that. Not too worried. On this side, I'm going to copy this again, paste. We'll do our rotate again. This time we'll rotate it this way. So the shadows on the rope stay consistent. Might scale it up a little bit. Okay. Puppet warp. for me. Turn it off. Again, modify and smooth. And paste our layer style. Last one. Close that out. Paste. And then here, I'm just going to start this right here. And go ahead and do the puppet warp on it. Works. Paste. Turn this back on. Save it. All right. And there we go. So that would be roughly what we're looking for. Now, if we want, we can further adjust the hue and saturation at this point. Some of that contrast out. I'm going to do a curves. Let's pull that white out. Try to anyway. That. No contrast. Right now we need a little bit more saturation. That works. Okay, so at this point, only last thing to kind of really do here is to do this. I'll do that. Doesn't matter. Take this, and I'm going to do one more thing, and that's going to be let's do a hue saturation on that. I'm just going to back that out. There we go. Save as a copy to our desktop. It's a PNG. Just call this ropes. It doesn't matter. And now I'm going to bake off a normal. Yeah, the scene. This is a horrible mesh. It's a horrible mesh. To be honest with you. So now that's done. I can turn this off. Save that here. And then in here, we need to have our normal map of those ropes, which is what we just created. Rasterize and set this to overlay. I'm going to do it a couple times. And I'm also going to, let's do this. Paste that. Let's rasterize. Rasterize, because I need it anyway. Turn that off. Select inverse. Now, let's go here. And I'm just going to select, turn this back on. I need to do this, turn this off. On the sack itself, just make that blue. And now that's what I'm looking for. Perfect. That's what I wanted. So now I can hit save on this. I'm not going to put it in the alpha. But now we should at least see it, the normals on it bumping out, which is exactly what we see. That's what we wanted. Let's look at it in game, and then we'll decide. I'm not 100% on it, but I hate the mesh. So The seams is what was bothering me the last time. And so, you know, clutter containers. So let's open up dirty jugs. Open and explore, textures, clutter, containers. Boom. Let's go. Let's do it. Everybody doing well? Everybody hitting the like button for me? I appreciate it. You're good people. Okay, here we go. Okay, so sacks. Where's a sack? Do I have any sacks here? No. I know there's a bunch. At Chippendales. Set game hour to 15. Set game hour to 15. There we go. Get rid of this. Let's do FW108234. There's one. See, that doesn't look bad. But I know from the side it will. When you look at the seams. All right, what do y'all think? It's a little too glossy, but I called it. I said it was going to be too glossy. Oh, it's because it's raining. Is it awesome? I've got one other thing I'm going to try. We might be breaking some rules here. I'm going to try something. Okay? Check this out. Let's take that off. Let's actually do all this. No. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm going to turn off this. We're going to go in here, and I'm going to do this. It does not need to be bright. Save. And then in here, check that out. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. And then you all can decide. So, less color on the seams. The seams are just, it's in the UV map, and the seams are not the same width all the way around, and it just looks bad no matter what you do. It's just that bad. So I'm going to do this and see if it works. We're going to see if this works. I think it should probably work. But I don't know if it's going to be sacrilegious or not. Look at that. I just got rid of this. Got rid of the rope on the edges. And I'm kind of not mad at it. I kind of like it better without the rope seam. What do you think? My game is like, oh shit, go, stop, go, stop. Yoshida says they're too bright. Chardero, I agree. I'm fine without the rope on them. Like, I don't think it needs it. What I like is how the creases make it look like there's something in them. You know? Does that make sense? It actually looks like something is in it. But it almost looks like there's a stitched seam in it already. I don't know what you just said, Brian. I'm okay with it. The only thing that I have is that I wish, and this is on the base texture itself, right? I like all of that. Don't care. Oh. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay. This big folds thing. I think that's correct. Yes. So what am I looking at here? I'm just trying to work on these things to just, you know, that's all I was really kind of working on. Seeing about getting these folds to be not so small. So, okay, so look, check this out. Check this out, right? So let's pull this up. Okay, my original plan was to do exactly that. So I'll do that again for you. So I'm just going to get a brush. Let's get a smaller brush, shall we? A normal brush. So I'm going to take this. I'll do something like 25, right? All right. So now I'm just going to trace around here. in this ugly purple color. And I'll show you what happens. I'll show you what happens if you do it like this. Let me do that one again. And here's this one. We can do it better. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a color overlay of like black. We'll do a drop shadow on it. Let's get our original texture back up. All right. We could even take the fill out if you wanted. Let's get rid of this. Let's do an inner shadow. I'll do a inner glow of black overlay from center. That's not really what I'm looking for here. Not really quite what I'm looking for. But anyway, I'll just do this just for demonstration purposes. So you see what happens? Even though I did just one line, it does this number on me. Because the two halves, they didn't line up the edges in the UV map. Right? So you either have to put like a wide band all around it. And even here, it closes up. This hard seam is really brought out by that shoulder seam here. But you can see this hard seam. Now if I take, so this is option 1. Option 2 is the ropes, which again, we can see what the ropes are. There's your ropes, which we can choose another rope. That's fine. Okay. Or nothing. Okay? The UV map is horrible. And if you look at it, again, we can pull up the UV map again. If I can find it. So here's your UV map. This section here is the body. This here are the tassels at the top. This section that's selected here is this bit up here. But you can see these edges are not overlapping each other. They're all over the place. You see? Not lining up. That's all jank. That's jank. Through here, this is the bottom seam. You see how far apart they get? All of this is whack. So that's why the seams do really stupid stuff, and that's why you get really stupid things happening in here. So it's kind of like you can do it this way, or you can just put the seams on it like in the vanilla texture and call it a day. Right, now let me see here. I don't even have that. Let me see what the mesh is called. Miss Sack. I do have some meshes here, but just 02. So I don't even have the 01 sacks. Yeah. So my only option is working off of the base mesh, because Static Mesh Improvement mod does not have a mesh I can use, and I don't have perms for any other meshes. Right? So our options is rope, a dark seam, or nothing. Those are your options. Those are the options, and I will let you decide. So you like the way that looks. Thomas, that's the way you like, or nothing? But this is why I didn't do sacks before, is because of that seam. And it was like, do I put something in there or not? Dan says no seam the most. He likes no seam the most. Or don't do sacks. Yeah. Or wait to get perms on, like, to get a sack mesh. Right? Let me see. Oh, I don't know. I'm just clicking anything that just says stash. All right, so simple sacks. This is what I use, right? And they just did the same thing. They just put a seam down it. You know, it would be fun to do. Let me see what they did. Textures. So they just did textures. Wait a minute. Yeah, textures only. So I want to see his template. And then, of course, Fuchsia has all new meshes on his. Bless it. It's just better loot. Better loot. Better loot. Nothing. So simple sacks is what I use. So I'm going to go in here real quick and look up simple. Right? Ah, just flour sack 01. No? Okay, here we go. He's got an alpha? Oh, he just saved it wrong. Okay. So his, if I save it, looks like that. And, oh. So if you make it the same color, it really blends it in. If you use the same color. But boy, that UV mapping up on this thing is so bad. And the UV color shading or whatever, ugh. But that's not his thing. That's not the artist's fault. That's the mesh that adds this weird shading here. So we can try and do the seam and just make it absolutely perfect. That's gonna be the thing. was just trying to make it absolutely perfect. You know? So let's get in here. Interesting. That is interesting. All right. Oh, you could add something there to make it look frayed like a split seam. Yeah, but again, it'll double up on everything. You know what I mean? So let's do back to my texture site here, my Envato here, thingamajigger. And I'm looking for something very specific. Ugh. Let's see here. It's like this weird, like, lining fabric. Does that make sense? It's like a lining rope kind of fabric is what I'm looking for. So it's not really rope. It's just like lining. And I don't know what it's called. Does anybody know what that's called? But I would love to have it just stitched and just be done with it. If it was like a clean seam, I would just do like that line shadow, like what was discussed before, because I think that would be great. I'm gonna try this. Where is it at here? And I might just make my own and just be done with it. Yeah. Like... I just had another idea. Let me do this. I'm gonna just take this real quick. Actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just gonna do some random janky on this. Because what I'd then like to do is use the smooth tool. The smooth selection tool. But I'm just going to use just his template. And then I'm going to color match with my burlap. And we're going to start with this one first, basically. Cool. Let me get this one. Right, and then I'm going to do a select, modify, smooth. Boom. All right. So there's that. Take this just for right now and just copy and paste it, just so I have a thing. Do like an inner shadow on it. Not that much. Set this to overlay instead. So something like that, just for right now. It's okay. Just to see what this looks like. So Deli needs to go wider there. So I'm just trying to avoid these little things happening. That's basically it. Right? Let me take, I don't know, something like this. We could do better than that. Let's take something that looks a little thicker. That works. I'll rasterize. Edit, transform, and scale. Now, rotate. Flip horizontal. There we go. So it just kind of just does like that kind of a thing is all I'm really looking to do. Take them both up and then do this one again. Actually, I'll take the top one. There we go. So it ends up being seamless, but it's not really the best way to do it. But for just a small selection, it'll be fine. Take this, rotate. And just cover it all up like that. Ew. What am I looking for here? Not that. Let's deselect. What am I looking for? Where's my thing at? Here it is. Turn this off, turn this off. And then I can do my little drop shadow on it. Maybe, maybe not. Let's not do a drop shadow and say we did. And instead, let's try and match up our colors here. Something like that. So I don't know if I would use this exact texture, but there's you a seam on it, right? I mean, it's a seam. It's what we wanted. Let's do this. We'll try it with a rope. We tried it before, but I'll try it again with a rope. And because I already have one pulled up. I'm going to take this one. And just want to get this gunky out. Cool. Select inverse here. And I'm just going to copy and paste this. Don't like the shadows, but it'll be fine. And I'm just going to get this. I'm going to duplicate it and hide this one. Let's get that puppet warp. And we just want to just basically cover up what we have. That's all we're doing. And I'm just going to go a little bit wider just to make sure that I have good coverage. Again, we can lower our contrast, lower our brightness. Let's get our saturations in order. Strangely not totally mad at it. The shadows are way too harsh on this texture, but I'm not 100% mad at where this is going. With the right texture would nail it, though. Yeah, I agree. That might be a bit too wide, but yeah. But I think that would be, you know, feasible, right? Is that the right direction? Or do we need to drop this and move on to like something, you know, these are pretty important. I think these are pretty important. I'm not going to lie. Sit here and see if I have another texture I can use. I wonder. No, that really wouldn't work too well, to be honest. Yeah. I'm just running straight through all of my, everything I can find. Doesn't like it. Which is fine if you don't like it. I don't like it 100% either, you know? I'm gonna do this, select modify, contract by like 2, select inverse and delete it. There we go, better. Had a little bit of that white halo. I think this might be okay. I'm gonna make this a little bigger, like thicker wise. Cool. And then pop-up warp it. Seems like only in Photoshop does my mouse stick. And do a little stretchy stretch. See what this looks like. Definitely need to go thinner up there, but not bad. I'm gonna do a equalize on this. No, not an equalize. Not equalize. Let's try a match color. closer. What I'm looking for is it an offset? No. I cannot remember what I'm looking for here. That's close. Basically, I'm looking to get rid of the shadow. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. Now I can color it. Let's do a colorize. I just basically just want it to fade right into the image. There you go. Yeah, I feel you. Can I do an inner shadow? That's going to give me the weirdness. That's going to give me the weird effect. Works a little bit better. I just don't like the texture, you know. A rope's not going to work just because it messes up the braiding. The braiding itself is what's messing it up completely. Does that make sense? So I think what we're going to have to do is just basically just come back to the sacks later. To be totes my goats honest. I'm going to have to look around and find a good texture that can work for the seam. Or don't have seams. You know? That's going to be our... That's going to be the... That's going to be the... Come on, Mixer. Sometimes this program. Stop running. Anytime. In task. Thank you. Jesus. So yeah, so basically it's going to be either no seams or I'm going to have to wait around to find the right seam. And you can't have any braiding. That's the deal. That's the deal. What is this? Oh, that's my ropes. I'm going to keep these, though, here. Just for right now. So let's move on to something else. We had... Those are my containers. We had this stupid Horker tusk, which somebody keeps bringing up in the Discord. They really want the Horker tusk done. Like... They really want the Horker tusk done. We're going to bring this up to 1024. 3 times, thrice, it has been brought up. And I have no idea how I'm going to do it. Because it's you know, it's streaky bone. So I don't know how to do it. I'll be honest with you. So I'm just going to cut it out. And hope for the best. That's all we can do. And I felt like the keys were going to be hard. The keys were like standard easy to do. Like they weren't anything really. But it's like either they have a shit ton of parts, like the torture rack and the brewery thing, or it's just a shit ton of details in the textures that just makes it impossible and not super fun. And you kind of realize, oh, this is why there's not a lot of textures for this. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this. All right, let's get this out. let's see if we can make ourselves a good bone texture. Yeah, you see, the thing is, Dan, is I 100% agree with you on that, because pottery. Let's do tusk. I agree with that, because the way that it's UV mapped, the two panels, the front and back, they don't match, then they don't line up right, so it looks like there's a natural sewn seam, but inside the sack. So I'm just kind of like, fuck, why have anything there? It looks fine as it is then. Personally, I would have released it with no seam and moved along about my day, and I don't think anybody would have said anything, to be honest. To be honest. So, I'm going to find rock. Everybody been like, oh, the sacks look great. Look at the wrinkles in it. They wouldn't have said anything. Nothing at all. Cool. So this is fine. Let's see. I wish I could rotate it like, not like this, but like between things. Can I do like a 45? Nope. I can only do this or this, which sucks. Because that's not what I want. I want streaky. So I need to find like a flat streaky. Sadly. And I like using, for bone textures, I really like using rock and stone. Because that's basically kind of like what it is, right? It's like fossilized at this point. So it works. But I don't think, like this is a pretty cool looking kind of rock texture. It is a cool rock texture. I mean, a cool looking bone texture. Especially when you start kind of like editing the colors. Kind of starts looking like bone. In my opinion. Right? So if you take these out, you got these like streaky looking things. So I will work on that. And I'll get these shadows. I think I'm going to paint that in, to be honest with you. Let me see. We can also take a look at this here. Let's do this. Let's save this as a copy. So I'm gonna see how well this works. Right? Nah, not height. Let's do height 2. I want to see how well this works. We're gonna set displace. There we go. Create. I actually don't need this. So I'm just going to do this, create, height 2, file open, height 2, save as a copy, desktop, PNG, height 2. Cool. Let's see how this works. I'm not sure, but I'm interested in trying. Hey, not bad. Yeah, let's do that. That's actually pretty flippin' good. Which means I can get rid of this and do this. And I'm going to set this here. I'm going to do a blur underlying of that, warp to that. Shouldn't have any. Set it to 4. It's a good one. All right, I'm going to get my smart materials. I'm going to get this. Which one? Let's try this one. And I'm going to get this and just pull it down here. And I'm going to replace this map with this map under rock. Let's choose this one. And let me check this out. Nice. Let's get this color. Apply. Apply. Bring the value way up. So it's like actually highlights happening, but it's like the same kind of place. That works for me. And now I'm going to get this guy here, put it here, and I'm going to replace its map with the same thing so it all matches. And then turn this off. Do the same color but darker. Replace the map. Let's choose the right one. You're going to let me do it? You don't want to be replaced? Okay. Duplicate. Set this to be darker. Not too much. And I'm just going to bring this way down. Something like that. Not blur. Set this to like 2.5. I might put a mask stack on here then. Curvature. I'm going to do cavities only. Tight. Like that. Maybe need to work that a little harder. Cool. Add a little bit of a blur. Really low blur. Something like that. That's what I'm looking for. Cool. And I think here I'm going to get rid of this. This I'm going to get rid of. This I'm not going to use anything other than this. Same here. Just that. I'll keep the displacement. That's fine. Did I turn this displacement off? No. Should have stayed. Where did you go? Why did you go away from me? Interesting. Let me duplicate this. Just throw it up here. Copy mask stack. Paste mask stack. And then I will set its colors to be brighter. There we go. Cool. All right, so that works for me. We're going to export this as Tusk at 1K. Looks like a Tusk. Stone seems to work for some reason. Dirty Jug output Tusk. So old, new. Works. Works for me. We'll see in game. Go ahead and grab this guy. And I don't need it too glossy, but we'll see. I don't like things as glossy as they are in the base game. Right? I don't know why, but that's just how I am. I just don't like it. All right, I'm gonna take this also, put it over it. I'm just gonna set this to like overlay like that. You know what? I'm gonna keep it that glossy. It's, we'll go a little lower. I said I don't like it the same as the base game. Save as alpha and fine and linear. That's fine. Let's go check this out in NifScope. Did I download it in NifScope? Did not. Okay. That's fine. Textures, clutter, Horker Tusk. Let's go to our dirty jugs. Texture, clutter, Horker Tusk. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Would you do the mammoth tusks? No. And not the dragon bone either, because I don't care. They're not utilized so much, and I would consider the dragon bone something that a dragon retexture mod should do. Like, if you get a mod that retextures dragons, it should redo the dragon bones. So I'm kind of like staying in my lane, trying not to do too much animal stuff. You know what I mean? Does this make sense? That's just, I'm trying to draw the lines in some places. And it's the same with the mammoth tusks. It's not like something that people like the Horker tusk, people put those on shelves and desks and stuff. You find those in baskets and things. Not so much with mammoth tusks. Okay, so there's back to the happy ones. This thing. So COC. Yeah, and that's another thing too. If the dragon bone texture is also used on the armor, then hell no. Oh, is that me? No, surely that's not me. That's a mammoth tusk. Holy shit. It is a mammoth tusk. Look at me go. So maybe I should do the mammoth tusks. I would use the exact same texture as I did for the Horker tusk. Help Horker. Let's see here. Where's a Horker tusk? Player.add item D681. Boom. Let's see if I have a Horker tusk now. I do. And this is what it looks like. So there's your new Horker tusk. And you know what? It freaking looks like a Horker tusk. I don't know what else to say about that. Right? Is there anything that anybody wants to add to this, or are we kind of good to go? Looks like a Horker tusk. Looks like bone. Cool. We're good. So let's go and snag that, so I'm just going to type in tusk. Okay, mammoth tusk. What's a mammoth tusk bowl? I have not seen this. Oh, that's ingredient. No. All right, desktop. Desktop textures. Clutter. Ingredients, mammoth tusk. Looks perfect. Good. Image size. Let's also do this at 1024. And this one also. We're doubling up the sizes here. We're going up one. Should be pretty cut and dry. I'm going to do this exactly the same way we did the other one. Okay? And let me also make sure I did do that. Wait a minute. I don't think we flipped the green channel on this. Did we? Surely we did. I think we did. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine here. We're all good. Thank you. How are you? Okay. So this I'm going to save as a copy. We're going to send that off. Mammoth Tusk, H. Go in here and do the same thing we just did. Just like that. That's it. And now I'm going to do a new at 1024 by 1024. Open this guy and put it in twice. Just like that. Then in here, we'll go ahead and snag up and just pop it right here. And there it is. That would be our Mammoth Tusk. Now we can do something cool, and I can load in that same thing here and set this to overlay. And it kind of adds a little bit more je ne sais quoi to it, right? Like that. And then you can set the opacity to it. All right, so I'll do something like that. All right. Now let's export this as Mammoth Tusk. We'll export that bad boy. Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to grab, I can close that. I'm going to keep that open. This I'll close. This I'll have. So, Dirty Jug's output, Mammoth Tusk. Okay, and so here, set this at 100. Pop it right here. Set this to 100. Pop it right here. Rasterize. We don't really need too much AO. But there it is. Cool. Rasterize that. And now, if you want, we can definitely, I like that, but we want a little more, less saturation in it. I think we can also add, like, basically we're just kind of removing some of that orange in it. Do something like that. If you want. That's the original. So if I want, we can also do this. Let's try this. So if we want to match the original, let's go to hue saturation here, right? Let me make sure that I do this. That's going to be pretty close. So that's pretty close to what OG is. Is that guy. While I'm here, I'm gonna take this also. I'm gonna put this as multiply. Cool. I'm going to take this. Cool. Save this out. And then in here, you know what? Let's just do this. Layer flatten image. I'm going to do the poor man's alpha map here. Not the best thing to do, but it works for Skyrim, right? Okay. Here, just tighten this up. I kind of want this a little glossy. It's going to be like smoother bone, I think. All right. And then let's get our normal. Set to 100. Just like that. Rasterize. And we'll invert the grain channel. I'm kind of okay with this. Fine and linear. So those are now saved out. Where did I save this to? Save as clutter ingredients. Cool. So now this is my dirty jugs there. We're gonna go to desktop, textures, clutter ingredients. Paste that. So now we should have our mammoth right here. And we do, and we're ready to go. Let's test this in game. Hello, Revan. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I know what you mean about video games and getting burned out on them. Happens to me all the time, Bubba. All the time. Especially when you just get overloaded with a bunch of different games, or like really heavy hitting games where there's like 1,000 things to do and it just becomes overwhelming. But take a break, come back in September when Starfield hits. You can come into it fresh. Stay away from gaming news. Like, I know, like, a lot of people do a lot of, like, Starfield content right now, but I feel like I like to go into it without knowing these things. All right, so that looks cool. I like that. Let's go check this out. Well, it's glossy. Hold on. It might be a wee bit too glossy. Yeah, I think it's too glossy. It's not supposed to be wet, you know? Boost this contrast. Make that darker. There we go. Cool. Now I shall copy these. We shall open this, replace, and go. Yeah, I think go into Starfield blind. Honestly, everything that you see is going to just be like video breakdowns and then people's opinions, or like heard from a friend who is a friend of a brother of a friend, or this is what I think because I heard this somewhere else on a Twitter feed, and it's like, it's all speculation and stuff, you know, and it's also a big way for people to get disappointed because they get built up over some rumor that they heard and then it's not in the game, and it's like, it was never going to be in the game. It was a rumor, you know, which is different from like Cyberpunk, where like Cyberpunk, they promised you all of this stuff and it was like, a lot of it was missing. Honestly, if they didn't promise anything, the game was fine. Cool. All right, less glossy. I think we're good with this. Looks like a bone. Don't know how else to say it. Yeah, I mean, they just want to drive that drama, or they just want to drive some views and all of these things, and everybody wants the inside scoop, and they know something that nobody else knows, types of a thing. And, I mean, until the game launches, nobody knows anything. I mean, that's just how that's going to be. Nobody knows anything until the game launches. Simple. Cool. So I'm going to call those done. I'm just going to shut this down. I like to do a clean, like just clean in between like doing these things. Let me do dirty jugs. Boom. Output. I'm going to do mammoth tusk just so I don't have to do these again. You know, I'm going to get rid of these. Output tusk, which I am going to rename to porker tusk so I know which tusk it is. Draw some stuff into har, just like that. And then that, I can do this. And here, keep all of those. Might keep that. I can get rid of the wooden sword. Textures, DLCO2, clutter books. I don't know why I have that. Oh, from the notes. Horker tusk, ingredients. Okay. Keep all of that. Oh no. Cool. The only other thing is that before I can release an AIO update, I need to do 3 textures, which is the lumber, these 3 lumber mills. So for the lumber mill saw and the 2 accessory textures, which are pretty heavy hitting textures. And then I can release the AIO, but there's 3 sawmill textures that I missed when I did farmhouses. And I'm going to get those taken care of. And it's just basically the machinery that works the sawmill is all it is. It shouldn't be too bad, but it shouldn't, you know, it'll be fine. Let me do this also. This to do here. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to do mammoth. If I can spell, is that hit? Those are done. Okay. So the ones that I might do is the doll. Since I did the wooden sword, you kind of have to do the doll, the sacks, and I might do the lantern. I will take a gander at those. We might do those, we might not. I don't know. But we have the Horker Tusk, Mammoth Tusk, coins, wooden sword, and archery targets done. And they're fine. So that should be pretty... We know the sacks is going to be difficult. The doll is kind of difficult too. It's much like the sacks. The lanterns, I don't know. I've not seen the lanterns. They might be easy. They might be difficult. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I have no clue. This I'm just going to get rid of. Yeah, we'll just save that as tusk because I like this kind of bone look. So I'm going to keep that. No, I'm not going to do the mounted elk antlers. Not going to do the troll skull. No. No. Because if I do the elk, though the elk antlers is a part of the elk texture, like for the whole animal, and I don't want to do the whole animal. Not going to do horde candles, and this is why I also didn't do, I'm trying to stay away from anything that's going to interfere with lighting mods. Okay, David, good night, buddy. I want to stay away from anything that touches lighting mods because it's going to confuse people. They're going to be like, "Oh, I installed bits and bobs, but I noticed that it's overriding ELFX. What should I do? Do I need an ELFX patch?" Everybody's going to think they're going to need lighting patches or something like that. And it would just confuse people if I did anything pertaining to candles. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, yeah. I was going to do braziers and stuff, and I was like, I don't know. And I might do them in the future. Like I'm trying to space out updates on bits and bobs. I'm trying to space out updates. So, like, I have something to do over time. Like, I could do all of the Imperial metalwork, braziers, all of that stuff. I could do the lanterns. I could do, I'm trying to think, anything other than like the Nordic ruins candle holders. The tall, the short ones, the wall mount ones, and the chandeliers, but that's another conversation. Which leads down the road of doing all of the Nordic stuff. Like do a whole Ruins Clutter Improved mod, basically. And then, but I can't do antlers because that's a part of the deer texture, the elk texture. So you have to do all of it. And I don't want to do all of it because I don't do animals. So we'll see. Where have you been, bruv? We just got done doing the mammoth tusks. So, but yeah, that should be good for right now, I think. Can't think of anything that's like over the top, like everybody needs this, like glazed pottery. Well, the thing with like Call of Duty, and it's like every 3 years, but like it's like Madden, right? You'd be like, you made Madden last year. Why are you making Madden again? Just keep pumping money into it. Oh, yes, bruv. We did the Horker and Mammoth Tusk. Yes, we did those already. So, with that being said, I'm trying to. I was hoping that I could find where bruv did make a comment on something, and I can't remember what he said. And now I'm just going to go through like these comments real quick because I'm sure I can find it. Because I saw it earlier and I was just like, oh Lord. But I think bruv maybe. Oh wait. Because I think he might have just deleted it. Maybe I like busted his balls too much. I like bruv comment of he needs some Skywiser on my animated bottles. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could never touch Bits and Bobs again and everybody would be fine. They'd be fine if it never got updated with anything else. Like, I don't think anybody would say it's not enough. Does that make sense? Now that I'm going through this, bruv, all of your comments are just so wholesome and like, good job, congratulations, thank you, this is great, wonderful work, Skyking. Like, but now I'm like, maybe it was Beatty. Maybe it was Beatty. I knew it was. Beatty's in our Discord, right? I want to say Beatty's in our Discord. It might have been Beatty. But yeah, Brandy would know. Somebody from our Discord posted some comments about like stuff that was like, oh my God, that's answered on the description page. We've answered that in the Discord. You're in the Discord. We make fun of questions like that, yet here you are posting these questions. And it was just like, wow. But I can't remember who it was, but I think Brandy probably knows. Yes, bruv, thank you for responding to the YouTube comment. I did see that. But yeah, I was going to call it whoever it was and be like, why are you asking questions like that? Why are you asking questions like this? Yeah, and now I can't seem to find it anywhere. And it makes me sad. Because it was gold. It was like straight up, Ask Sky King gold. I was just like, oh man. Why? And Brandy's like, I'm not saying. Brandy's not gonna say. All right. Well, thank you very much. It's 12:02. That means it is leaving time. It is go to bed time. Tomorrow's Friday. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Have a good, safe weekend. We'll see you next week on Tuesday at 9 p.m. I'm going to probably knock out some more textures, play some Cyberpunk, play some Zelda, take it sleazy. Y'all have a great evening. Have a great weekend. I'll be on the Discord if you need me, and we will talk to you all very soon. Thank you for joining me. Love you all. Bye.